What's the most resilient parasite? An idea.
Have you ever wondered just how long the team in Inception was actually asleep during the mission? Not movie time, not dream time, real time. Because if you think they were asleep for a few hours, the truth is far stranger. By the end of the mission, some characters may have experienced what felt like decades inside their dreams, while only a few hours passed in reality. Today, we're breaking down one of the biggest mind-bending questions in movie history. How long were the characters actually asleep during the events of Inception? And once you see the numbers, the ending becomes even more fascinating. Released in 2010 and directed by Christopher Nolan, Inception introduced audiences to a world where dreams exist inside other dreams.
Why don't you give us another 5 minutes?
5 minutes? What? We were talking for like at least an hour.
In a dream, your mind functions more quickly, therefore, time seems to feel more slow.
5 minutes in the real world gives you an hour in the dream.
The deeper you go, the slower time moves compared to reality. Early in the film, Cobb explains that 5 minutes in the real world can feel like an hour in a dream. That means dream time moves roughly 12 times slower than reality. And that's where things start getting crazy. For the Fisher mission, the team enters multiple dream levels at the same time. Each level experiences time differently. So let's calculate exactly how long they were asleep. The mission takes place aboard a commercial flight, traveling from Sydney to Los Angeles. The flight itself lasts about 10 hours, but the team doesn't spend the entire flight dreaming. They wait until after takeoff and need to wake up before landing. Most estimates place the actual dream operation at around 10 hours or slightly less. For simplicity, we'll use 10 hours. This is our starting point, 10 hours in reality. Now let's go one level deeper.
Couldn't have peed before you went under, sorry.
The first dream level is Yusuf's rainy city. Remember the rule, time moves roughly 12 times slower than reality. So if 10 hours pass on the airplane, the first dream level experiences 10 hours times 12. That's 120 hours, or about 5 full days. Think about that. While passengers on the plane are simply sleeping through a flight, the dreamers are living through nearly a week of events. But they're not stopping there. They go deeper. The second level takes place in Arthur's hotel. Time slows down again. Another factor of 12. 5 dream days becomes 60 dream days. That's approximately 2 months. Imagine spending 2 entire months inside a dream while your real body remains asleep on an airplane. For Arthur, the hotel sequence isn't just a brief action scene. From his perspective, he may be experiencing weeks of events, and yet the mission continues deeper still. Next comes Emas's snowy mountain fortress. Again, time stretches. 2 months become roughly 720 days. That's almost 2 years. Let that sink in. The firefights, the planning, the infiltration. Inside the dream, it could feel like nearly 2 years of subjective experience. Meanwhile, only 10 hours have passed in reality. Most movies would stop there, but Inception has one more level. And this is where things become truly unbelievable. Limbo is different from the other dream levels. It's raw subconscious space, an unconstructed dream world where time becomes extremely distorted. The movie never gives an exact multiplier. However, we do receive a major clue. Cobb and Mal previously became trapped in limbo, and according to Cobb, they spent around 50 years there together. Yet in reality, only a relatively short period passed. This tells us that limbo can stretch subjective experience into decades.
I Are you here to kill me?
During the Fisher mission, Cobb and Ariadne enter Limbo to retrieve Fisher. Saito also ends up there after dying in the dream levels. By the time Cobb finds Saito, he appears to have aged dramatically. His hair is gray, his body is older, his mind seems worn down by countless years. The implication is clear. Decades may have passed for Saito inside Limbo, even though only hours passed on the plane. So how long did the characters sleep in reality? Approximately 10 hours, but how much time did they experience? Level 1, about 5 days. Level 2, about 2 months. Level 3, about 2 years. Limbo, potentially decades. For characters like Cobb and Saito, the subjective experience could have reached 30, 40, or even 50 years, depending on how long they remained in Limbo. Imagine boarding a flight in the evening, living through years or decades of memories, and then waking up before breakfast. That's the terrifying beauty of Inception's dream mechanics. What's truly fascinating is that the movie isn't really about dream technology. It's about memory, regret, and the weight of experiences. Because if your mind lives through decades, are those years any less real simply because they happened in a dream? For Cobb, the answer seems to be no. The memories of Mal affect him just as deeply as memories from the real world. The emotional consequences remain, even if the place itself wasn't real. That's one reason Inception continues to spark debates more than a decade later. It's not just asking whether dreams are real, it's asking whether experience itself is what makes reality meaningful. So the next time you watch Inception, remember this. The team wasn't just taking a nap on an airplane. They may have lived through days, months, years, and even decades before opening their eyes. And maybe that's the film's greatest trick, making 10 hours feel like a lifetime.